Welcome to ADHD Power Tools, where we give you the tools to unlock the power within.
Hello, Brooke. Today I want to talk to you about multitasking. I want to ask you, what is it and what are some tools to overcome multitasking?
Sure. So multitasking isn't real. So stop it.
Okay.
I have my clients watch this video on YouTube. It's called Stop It.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me think of that right now. Anyway, side note, I divert. Whenever I start with clients, sometimes with ADHD, I'll say to them, turn off all your notifications while you're trying to focus your work in a time block. And because when we try to multitask, or anyone tries to multitask, you're actually just diverting your attention from one thing to another. But you're not finishing one thing, you're doing it at a certain percentage. And then your brain needs to refocus onto another thing that you do. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to refocus, it can take up to 15 minutes to then start focusing on the other task,
Mm-hmm.
which of course leads to like 40% of things not getting done,
Mm-hmm.
long-term memory suffering, creativity dropping, fatigue in your ability to focus because you're trying to have your hands on many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to stop the multitasking, we need to avoid our distractions like email pop-ups, phone, technology, even if it's in COVID, family that's coming in and trying to ask you a question. Try to arm yourself with the right environment and avoidance strategies to decrease your distractions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, plan out your schedule, which we've talked about so many times.
Yep.
Time block one activity at a time and see it through until the end, or see it through for that time, then
Mm-hmm.
take a break and then move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. I like how you say multitasking. There's no such thing. It's kind of like switching from task to another, really. And but when I do think about multitasking, I think, say when I'm driving on my way somewhere and I'm talking to someone at the same time, I have trouble sometimes getting to the place. But I've noticed it's when I don't know where I'm going. When I am in an area where I'm not too familiar with, where the game plan isn't too set in stone, and I'm talking to someone, I'm really engaged. There's been multiple times where I miss an exit. I'm known, me and my friends, sometimes I miss an exit when we're going somewhere we don't know. And even when I have the maps in front of me, I'm so fully engaged in the conversation. I just keep driving. I just keep going straight. And I noticed that there are times where I am good at multitasking, where, for example, I'm cooking and I'm listening to music and I'm talking, but I'm doing everything perfectly. Or when I'm working at the restaurant I work at, and I'm doing everything well. I have 6 tables. They're asking for sides, drinks, this, that. And I notice that it's because I know my territory. I know the game plan. I know my surroundings. I know what I need to do, my utensils, my tools. And I feel like being familiar with your area, what you're doing, what the game plan is, having everything prepared and ready. What are your ingredients in your food? What are your steps you're going to take? You that's the situation where you can multitask. But things where you don't know where you're driving, or you're learning something new and there's someone next to you, you're taking notes, learning something new, watching a lecture, and there's someone next to you talking about something else. It's like you got to learn something right now, and your mind's all over the place. So distractions are very important. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah. So when you know what you're doing and you're focusing, I want to distinguish between the two because with ADHDers, we have a primary focus and a secondary focus, right? So if we have a stress ball, let's say in our hand, right, and
Hmm.
we're
Hmm.
using it, or we're clicking our pen, which I know annoys a lot of people, but if we do something to help us stay focused, it's a secondary thing that we're doing, but we're focusing on the primary thing,
Hmm.
as long as we're not distracted by the secondary thing.
Hmm.
But in
Hmm.
multitasking, if you want to be productive, save time, not get stressed out, be
Mm-hmm.
more creative, be as focused as possible on a task, you have to see it through before moving on to another task, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One
Even
task
if,
at a time.
yeah, even if it's okay, I'm going to throw my laundry into the washing machine, and I know that's the only step I'm going to do of the laundry. And then after that, I'm going to start preparing cooking. That's not multitasking. It's okay, my plan is I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to move on and do this while the laundry is being washed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're saying like a stress ball or playing music in the background. It's kind of like a having like a filling in that void, I guess you could say, and staying focused on something.
Exactly. It's like chewing
Okay.
gum or listening
Mm-hmm.
to music or, walking around while you're trying to um, get your creative juices flowing or
Mm-hmm.
listening to a podcast. Like if you have to do things to stimulate the focus, that's okay. But there's a difference, I believe, in that and multitasking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.